Hi, I'm James from INKISH TV, reporting from Labelexpo Europe. We're here on the FINAT stand with Managing Director Jules Lejeune. Hi, Jules.
Hi.
Celebrating your 25th anniversary this year as Managing Director of Labelexpo, of FINAT. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're still celebrating. Big party.
There was a great event earlier in the year in Vienna. We were there for the European Label Forum. There was some, I suppose, negative kind of content in the presentations in terms of self-adhesive material consumption in Europe.
Yeah.
Are there some sort of brighter horizons in the near future that we can look forward to, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because the past few years have been quite hectic, quite volatile. Demand has been going up and down in all directions, and also it's something to do, of course, with the situation that we came out of COVID with the supply chain issues that developed after that, with the adjustment problems, with the energy cost, raw material scarcities, the strike in the paper industry in Finland last year.
It's a perfect storm of combination of all sorts of problems that have had an impact.
Exactly, and the label industry, and also especially raw label demand has proven to be a significant indicator of general economic development. So we are sort of facing all the issues that are happening in the general economy. So the past few quarters have not been very good, which has to do with adjustments, with stocking problems after the strike, and then after that the stocks, the warehouses were filled again, the economy started to collapse. So there's all kinds of disruptions and disparities that have to be corrected. So I think second half of the year will be better.
Sure. I remember you saying in your presentation that the anticipation was as well early next year that things should have kind of calmed down and evened out, and consumption would be returning to some sort of normality potentially.
Exactly, and what we see is that the recession that was coming, that everybody could see coming, turns out so far to be less severe than people feared. So hopefully we'll have a soft landing, and we'll see some improvement in the third quarter. In the meantime, when I look at the attendance at this show, I think people are still eager to look at innovations, at investment, at new solutions, and of course sustainability is a key driver of innovation, and that's what we see.
It's I suppose a good reflection on the buoyancy and the kind of innovation that's going on in the industry. We're back in Brussels the first time in 4 years. There's an enormous amount of new technology on the show floor. Very well attended, the show so far on the first 2 days. So there is a kind of certainly a positive atmosphere here in Labelexpo this week.
Definitely, and you can see that everybody, we've had our events in 22 and 23, so you could already notice that people were so eager to reconnect after 2 years of forced non-traveling or banned traveling, and now situation is more or less back to normal. We see people behind you kissing each other, and we see shaking hands again, and so people are back to normal human contact, and human interaction is what's driving this industry, and also especially this community. I think the label community has always been known for its strong community and its strong sense of innovation, which you have to do together, not as an individual, but as a group. And that's also the strength of our association. I think that it connects the whole value chain.
Absolutely. No, I mean, FINAT, for many decades under your stewardship and obviously before that, has played a fundamental role in bringing the industry together and lobbying on behalf of it with the European Union and governments. Do you think that, given the current climate and all these different challenges that people are facing, that the role of an association such as FINAT is sort of more important than ever even?
Yeah, of course. As an association representative, I should say that, but it's true. And what we've seen, FINAT has traditionally been a strong network of peers, of entrepreneurs, and of confrères, or whatever you call them. And what we see now in recent years, because of all the legislation, the tsunami of new regulations and standards, and also the climate change that we see around us, it demands more from associations, because the problems or the challenge, I should say, that are facing this industry are bigger than any individual company or person can handle. So you have to do it together, and that's why we have invested a lot in, especially the collaboration side and the regulatory affairs side, because it's important that we try to influence upcoming legislation and regulations in the sense that we want to avoid that certain things are not validated or not, let's say, proportionate, but may have a huge impact, that we try to steer it in the right direction.
You need to have a seat at the table while these decisions are being made, so that the industry is has a voice when it comes to these new legislations. Because obviously there's new waste directives coming from the EU, which is really focusing the mind, I think, isn't it, of the label industry in Europe particularly.
Oh yes, especially the PPWR, the packaging waste regulation that's coming up. It used to be a directive which has to go through national legislation, and sometimes that takes years. And now it will be turned into a regulation which will apply directly across all EU member states. So that puts a big burden on all the actors in the industry, because it will immediately apply. It will create a level playing field. That's the positive thing. But if there are issues that are incorrect, they need to be corrected at this stage, before it's too late. And so that's why we have extra staff in the form of Pablo and now also Carla since last week, to take care of a number of big issues on the sustainability, recycling, circularity. One of the big issues here that we are now also developing is some guidance on product carbon footprint. We have another directive coming up forcing big corporations to start reporting about their sustainability efforts in their annual reports starting 25. So that means they will have to have data from 2024, next year, and they will need those data from their suppliers. So that means that also smaller companies, which are the core of the label converting community, will have to comply with some of the standards that are coming. And some of the smaller companies do not have the capacity or the manpower to do that. So we try to help them by providing some guidance in education and maybe some standards and alignment of standards in the different sectors of the value chain.
We're standing in front of the FINAT Wall of Fame. Some famous faces who have won awards over the years. Your next ELF will be coming next year in Athens, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
When's that taking place?
That's taking place in the third week of May. The exact dates, I think, are 2022, if that's Thursday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're in Athens 1 week earlier than normal because of Drupa that is taking place the week after.
Of course.
But normally we are always there with, this year we had a record attendance of almost 300 people, and in spite of the fact that we see a significant consolidation, so less companies with a bigger volume.
Sure.
But still it shows that we have a relevant platform where the industry leaders like to get together to get inspired, learn from each other, discuss, exchange opinions, and co-create new developments, new tools, new standards, new reports that are there to help the industry.
Brilliant. Well, Jules, thank you very much for your time. We wish you a great rest of the event.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your anniversary, and here's to another 25 years.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jules.
Thanks.